Hi, my name is Brian Shoemaker. I'm president of DVT Solutions. We're going to go through the functional and descriptions of the new DVT-40 40 gigahertz gigaprobes. They'll be applicable for high-speed TDR, spectrum analysis, as well as the ability to hook up to vector network analyzers for making 2 and 4 port measurements. So let me take you through this presentation so you get an idea how these probes work. Today I'd like to introduce the new DVT-40 gigaprobes. They're 40 gigahertz probes. This is the dual kit that contains 2 probes and various accessories that I'll take out and describe each one of them and how they work together as a kit to provide both 100 ohms, 50 ohms, and multi-mode measurements, and gives you the ability to connect them to manipulators for hands-free probing. To start off with, we have 2 40 gigahertz probes, completely redesigned for those who are familiar with the DVT-40s. They come with a protective sleeve that comes off, and when you're not using them, then you should put the sleeve back on to prevent the probes from being damaged. As you can see, it's a radically different design from the DVT-40s. The connector and the probe area are completely redesigned. On the connector side, what we've done is we've incorporated 2 40 gigahertz K connectors that are in a Y connection, so that you can plug cables on here so that they can fan out and you don't crimp the cables when they're attached. It makes it easier for connecting them to manipulators and for hand probing. This connection assembly inside here maintains an air gap that to the Twin-X material that we use here for connecting the probe tips. Inside here, it maintains a microwave air gap that gives us 40 gigahertz connection to these connectors. And what that does is it minimizes the reflection and provides a higher return loss capability for this probe. If you do not have a good return loss measurement here, then it's nearly impossible to de-embed the probe. So these kinds of tools and techniques have been used to make it easier to de-embed them with VNAs, TDRs, spectrum analyzers where that's required. On the probe end, we have a new ground collar assembly that has 3 pins in it that are compliant, that is, they're spring loaded and can be removed. By removing it, we're able to, by pushing the pins from the front side to the back side, we're able to configure the ground configuration in relationship to the signal pins. So you could have a ground signal, ground, or any combination of that just by removing one of these pins and then applying it back onto where it was assembled. In the most basic mode, without the ground collar, the probe has 100 ohm between these 2 signal pins that you see here. And if I short one of the pins to the outer shield and put a ground cap on it, then you have a 50 ohm probe. The probe has approximately 4.5 picosecond loss in the probe itself, and a 40 gigahertz bandwidth. That includes your insertion return loss. The DVT-40s can be converted into several different modes. It can be converted into a 50 ohm probe. It's normally a 100 ohm odd mode probe, and it can be also converted to a what they call a multi-mode probe, where you'd have measurements where you're doing common and odd mode, like for example with a VNA, where you're trying to do a 4-port measurement. Let me just step through some of the tools that's included in the kit that allows you to convert the probe into these various modes. So to convert it into a 50 ohm probe, we have this kit here. It's got a set of wires, shrink wrap, and a shorting cap. Basically what you do here is we use the additional tools that come with it, maybe a magnifying glass and a set of tweezers. And what we're going to do is we're going to wire wrap one of the probes, put the shorting cap on this end, and now this side can be used as a 50 ohm probe with probably about 4 picoseconds of loss. That's ideal for using with very, very high speed TDR modules where you're doing failure analysis and you want really good resolution, or if you want to use it with a spectrum analyzer. Spectrum analyzers will require a 50 ohm input. So you can do a 40 gigahertz measurement sniffer application with the spectrum analyzers, and I believe that the probe maintains the phase measurements fairly well as well. The other applications is, say for example, you want to change the pitch of the probe. There are no springs attached to these probes tips, so that maintains signal quality. If I put any kind of springs or anything in front of these probe tips, you're going to have ringing, and it's going to reduce your bandwidth performance of the probe. Now, to change the pitch of these signal pins, we have a tool that comes in there that we can just put the probes in the holes, and just wiggle them around a little bit, and it will planarize the probes, and it will also set the probe pitch. If you want something smaller, you can set these probes down to, I've done 400 micron or even smaller. A lot of the flex circuitry and cell phones require that. In order to do that, what you can do is simply, just very, very simply, just kind of tap on the probe tips and you want to focus on just the probe tips and the larger base of this tweezer. When you press them together, then what you do then is you can just use a very simple gapper that you can buy from any auto place for $6 and place that in between and set the gap between the probes precisely for what you need. The probe kit also comes with a wrench setting tool, so when you want to hook up your cables, you just simply attach your cables and tighten them down. Now, hand probing is one application that we can do with these probes. It has an ultimate gripper. It's very strong and it's not removable, and so you can either hand probe this way, or a lot of people attach these to manipulators or that may be incorporated into a probe station. In order to do that, we've given you some adapters. The first adapter is just like a little simple L bracket here. And the L bracket comes attached, and you can certainly remove it if you're just doing hand probing. It has a couple different holes to accommodate different holes that might be on your end of your manipulator. One of the tools we have in here is a barrel, and this barrel comes with a screw that essentially what you can do is remove this and attach this simply to this guy here, and the next thing we'll do is we'll hook it up to a couple different types of manipulators. So let me summarize what's in our DVT40-1mm kit. You get two multi-mode probes. They're 40 gigahertz, and you get a tool for connecting the cables to the end of the probes. You also get a 50 ohm adapter kit that wire wraps and allows you to set each of the probes to 50 ohms. You also get some tweezers and magnifying glass to assist in doing your wire wrapping. It also comes with a pitch setting tool that will allow you to adjust it to 0.81 and 1.27 millimeters. And with the tweezers, you can set it for pretty much any pitch down to probably 400 micron. That is on the signal-to-signal pins. It also comes with an adapter that allows you to connect it to probe manipulators by connecting to the wide-angle bracket. If you want more information, please visit our website, www.gigaprobes.com, or call us directly at 650-593-7083. Thank you for your time.